Hey everyone, Shabby Game here, and we are back with some more SWE Universe Mode, and this is your very next episode of Mayhem. Of course, we are fresh off of our Mayhem pay-per-view Extreme Warfare, and my god, PJ Toby's got a nice few surprises in there for you here this evening. Let's get into the show. So here we go into our opening match of the evening. Now, I've skipped all the formalities because we've got a match here with two brand new members to the Mayhem roster. PJ Toby has been on a trade fest once again. We're starting things off here with Jake the Snake Roberts. He is joining the Mayhem roster and has been traded for Hideo Itami. So Hideo Itami is moving to Adrenaline and Jake Roberts moving to Mayhem. I think that is a fantastic swap on both teams' behalf, really. You think Hideo Itami move into the roster with a lot of the Japanese up-and-coming talent. I think that they're really going to suit him down to the ground. And then we got Jake Roberts moving here to Mayhem. The more classical roster, the more slower going roster, I suppose. The more mentally sort of mind game roster. I think this is perfect for both guys involved, really. But that's not the only trade we have in this match. You've got one more. Now, this trade is part of a double trade, and a lot of people are going to be very surprised with this one. But PJ Toby was happy with it. I was very, very happy with it. We have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat here joining Mayhem from Octane. Now, Steamboat is part of a double trade alongside Rey Mysterio Jr. also joining Mayhem. And that was a trade for Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. Mustache Mountain have moved to Octane, which for me, I'm so happy about. Of course, Octane, my brand. We needed the extra tag team, the extra strength, and we've got two more British guys on the brand that has the European Championship as well. And PJ Toby's quite happy. He's got a few extra people. He's got a bit of speed in the roster now with Rey Mysterio Jr. and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I think he's desperate to do a Steamboat versus Macho Man feud at some point as well. So he was happy with it. He's got a very strong tag team division here on Mayhem anyway. And as much as he liked Mustache Mountain, they were, of course, unable to win that match at Extreme Warfare. And he's managed to pass them on. I have managed to snake them away from PJ Toby. So that's just the first 3 trades, and trust me, there are a few more. We're going to see 3 more debutants tonight. 3 more. I'm not going to tell you who they are until we get to the match, but you'll know a lot of them tonight. Let me just mark off the ones that I have told you, so don't forget. I've told you that one. I've told you that one. I've told you that one. Yep, so there's 3 more you'll find out here this evening. But next week. Right. Next week is going to be a Mystery Vortex style episode. I'm not going to announce anything until we have the entrances. Next week there are going to be more trades for PJ Toby. And let's just say there will be one person at least debuting in every single match next week. That is big, big news. There is a reason behind that, and all that reason will become clear over the next couple of weeks, or the next week or so. So definitely keep an eye on the channel for that. But you are not going to want to miss next week's episode. That is going to be huge. And we've got some absolutely mouth-watering debuts for you next week. Some which might be a little bit confusing. Some might be a little bit controversial. But I think you're going to enjoy it nonetheless. And of course, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Who do you think's come out best of the trade so far? PJ Toby bringing in Steamboat, Roberts, and Rey Mysterio. Adrenaline getting Hideo Itami, perfect for him. Trent 7 and Tyler Bate going to my brand Octane. I think at the moment, I think all the trades have been very mutually beneficial. Very mutually beneficial. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let PJ Toby know, of course, he's down there. He doesn't like to admit it, but PJ Toby's down there. He reads what's on there. If you want to type something specifically to PJ Toby, then put it in the comment section below. He'll see it. Don't you worry about that. Roberts now bringing Steamboat mid of the ring, taking him up. Now, this is an interesting one because both these guys could potentially be considered as television championship sort of challengers in the future, you would imagine. So this is a very important match. Also, getting a victory on your debut in front of PJ Toby is also quite big as well. And both these guys will be desperate to do that. Running Bulldog there by Jake Roberts, who now peels Steamboat off the mat. But Steamboat fighting back. He's up on the top. Stalking Roberts. We know that Steamboat likes to utilise that crossbody as a finisher. Has he got it already? He has. There's the crossbody. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is victorious here on his debut on SWE Mayhem. He is very happy with that, as you can see. Roberts not going to be too happy. He did it the best of times over on Adrenaline, did he really? It didn't really fit. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, might have made a slight error, mightn't I? Well, I've not made an error. PJ Toby's made a slight error. And I'm going to have to talk my way out of this one. Jake Roberts is part of the Money in the Bank ladder match for Adrenaline next week. Should Jake Roberts win the ladder match, he's still going to be in the ladder match for Adrenaline. Should he win the ladder match, he will bring the briefcase to Mayhem with him. I can't believe that's an oversight by myself and PJ Toby. I apologise for that. But at least I've spotted it now. If Roberts wins that Money in the Bank ladder match, he will have to bring the briefcase with him to Mayhem. And here we go. When I say job match, what I really mean is squash match. Let me clear that up. I don't mean job. I mean squash match. It's not going well, is it already? Right. So of course we've got the Sumerian Death Squad not doing too well so far, in all honesty, in the universe mode. I think they've had one tag team match which they lost. Let me grab my paper. It's the wrong piece of paper. Where are we? And my axe. Right. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's. Where is it? I've got so much paper everywhere. Now I'm banging the microphone. Okay, let's ignore that then. Let's just pretend everything's going okay. Right. I do have some paperwork which might back me up. Right, Sumerian Death Squad has had one match so far as a tag team and they lost to Mustache Mountain. Tommy End has had one match as a singles competitor and lost to Pentagon Jr. So they need this win. Death Squad need this win to start boosting themselves back up. Obviously, PJ Toby wants to use these guys as a very strong tag team, especially since he's lost, of course, the team now of Mustache Mountain. He needs teams like Sumerian Death Squad to pull their finger out, because at the moment the Hardy Boys have held these belts now for quite some time, and they're going further and further forward, and the more momentum they build up, the more difficult they are going to be to defeat. So, yeah, I think Sumerian Death Squad need to pull their finger out a bit. Talking of pulling the finger out, we've had a couple of dark matches here this evening. We saw the Fabulous Freebirds, all three of them, defeating the New Age Outlaws and Mark Henry in a 6-man tag. And we also saw Jacqueline picking up a 1-on-1 victory over Naomi as well. So, two people who, again, needed to pick up some points, and they have done so here this evening. And I still can't... I printed off a roster list for Mayhem before I left work, and it looks like I've lost it. So yeah, really good. And that's one thing we can do now. Now we've had a full month worth of videos. Now we can sort of look at the rankings, and we can see that there's some people who are probably a bit higher than we expected, and some people a bit lower. And the idea is to probably put them together and try and get them roughly where we believe they should be. But then again, we're not going to affect this universe mode. How it runs is how it runs. If the Matadors win this, they get the points. Simple as. Matadors doing really well here actually on Tommy, and I'm getting a little bit worried, I must admit. Yeah, next week is going to be an epic episode for you. I'm looking... well, I say I'm looking. I know half of what's going to happen. I know who the people on the game are going to be. But PJ Tovey has lined up a full set of trades, which he's let... I keep telling him I need to know these things in advance so I can prepare for him. But no, he's not telling me. He wants to keep his deck very, very close to his chest for as late as possible. He doesn't want me trying to get the jump on him. People have mentioned in the comment section below that Mayhem is the premier brand in SWE, and PJ Tovey is determined to keep that moniker, and I think that's why he's really gone and freshened things up. And like I said, we've got 4 debutantes here this evening. No, we've got 5. Huh? No, we've got 4 debutantes here this evening. And a whole host of debutantes next week. I've been told it's 1 per match at least, so I'm assuming there might be a new tag team next week as well. And that's not all. Apparently, there's going to be 1 the week after as well, which is going to be a big one. So again, we just don't know at the moment. We don't know what PJ Tovey's got planned for us, but Mayhem could continue their dominance as this premier brand. But again, let me know in the comment section below what you think. Who do you think at the moment is the premier brand in SWE? I've seen some people say Mayhem. I'm a little bit surprised when they said Mayhem. No offense to Mayhem, but I just assumed that the premier brand would be the Adrenaline. Based on the draft, Adrenaline was pretty damn good. And yeah, I feel like Adrenaline might be the premier. Adrenaline's done well, but I don't think they've actually put on the fantastic matches we expected of them so far. But PJ Tovey's got some big storylines coming for Adrenaline soon, and you're not going to want to miss that. Of course, you may have noticed they've already started here and there. Not gonna sort of give out any spoilers, but if you've been watching Adrenaline, you'll know exactly what's been going on over there. And of course, with the addition of Hideo Itami to the Adrenaline roster, that's pretty big. That's a great deal, I think, for PJ Tovey, because I don't think Roberts really matched that that roster over there anyway. Oh my god. Michael Dante is destroying a Matador here on the outside. Straight into the ring post now as well. Dante does not care about countouts here, does he? Slides back in the ring though, just in time. Yeah, I think Hideo Itami to Adrenaline is perfect. He suits the roster there. I think he's going to get a lot more action over there, a lot more matches over there than he ever would do here on Mayhem. And I think same with Roberts. I think he suits this roster a lot more, and we'll probably end up seeing a lot more of him just solely because of that. So Dante, since he's come in the ring, has been pretty dominant, and I think he might need to be the one that helps out here, because Tommy End has lost 2 matches in a row. That's going to put him on a cold streak, which is going to give him a slight reduction in stats, which means that Michael Dante only 1 loss in a row, so it's not going to affect him as badly, hopefully. Big right hand there by Dante now. Taking a Matador up into that white noise, or the air raid slam, however you want to play it. Jawbreaker now by Diego or Fernando. Take your pick. I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one it is. Up top goes Diego or Fernando. Big leg drop on Michael Dante. And now a backbreaker as well. Bow and arrowing the back of Michael Dante. And this has actually been a bit more of an even match than we ever expected it to be. But Dante, the brute force, fighting back. Brutal knee right in the face. Another knee. A boot. And now, oh my god, Michael Dante just demolishing. It's like a street fight all of a sudden. Dante dropping a knee right in the back. Bringing Matador to his feet. Straight to the turnbuckle once again. Yeah, so expect there to be a lot of trades coming up soon. Over the next couple of weeks, really. PJ Toby's made a lot here for Mayhem, and we're going to find out a lot more of those next week. Big, super gut wrench. But of course, a lot of those trades are going to affect other brands as well. Like we've already announced, we've got Mustache Mountain going to Octane. We've got Hideo Itami in Adrenaline. We've got one more guy in Adrenaline. We're going to find out later on this evening. One guy who's gone to Throwdown, which I'm super hyped to get, and I'm surprised PJ Toby's let me have him, to be honest with you. But again, you will find that out later on. And there is a huge one next week as well. One that is going to shock you to the core, I think, trade-wise. But again, it is absolutely perfectly. PJ Toby, myself and PJ Toby, he's not at work at the moment. He works weekends, I work during the week. My job during the week is quite quiet sometimes. I can drift in and out of what I do. The last 2 days alone, myself and PJ Toby must have spent about 7 hours on the phone just discussing rosters and what we're going to be doing. It's borderline sad, I'm afraid, but we're both really enjoying this. I think me getting him involved in this YouTube channel and this universe mode is possibly the worst thing his wife has ever had happen to their marriage. But there you go. Dante fighting back. I think Dante needs to try and get Tommy End in the ring if he can. But Dante taking a Matador up into the powerbomb. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 counter. Rolls him over into the Boston Crab. Is he going to tap? Tommy End taking the other one out. And no, he doesn't tap. Manages to break free. And the Matadors survive. And how are the Matadors doing this well, to be honest with you? I thought this would have been a quick and simple match here for this Sumerian Death Squad. But Matadors are really showing their ability. Up top he goes again with a big splash. If the Matadors win this, this is going to be a disgrace. Please, God, don't let this happen. I'm trying to stay impartial, but please, God, let the Death Squad win. Oh, nice dragon suplex. Release as well. See, normally it's better to go for the bridge and the pin. It just gives you a chance to win the match. But when you release it, you get so much more offense on it. You get so much more aggression, so much power on that throw. Dante again looking for that super gut wrench. Look at the strength and just dropping him. What is Michael Dante's finishing maneuver? Oh, he's going for a knee bar. Nice submission hold there. The knee bar on Diego / Fernando. And again, he breaks free. What is it going to take for these guys to tap out? I'm stunned here. I know Matadors have done not too badly because I think they got a few points in the first month, didn't they? Did they? I'm looking at the wrong roster. I'm looking at the wrong bloody... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Holy crap. Holy moly. Please, God, don't let this happen. Oh, thank God for that. Whew. Oh my God. That was a bit of a worry there for a second, I must admit. What am I looking for? Matadors. Did they actually wrestle? Matadors have had one match so far, which they lost to the Freebirds. So both these teams are desperate for the points, but I just can't understand how Matadors are doing so well. I thought Death Squad would actually destroy him by now, but... Wow. I can tell you what, I'm going to give you a little shout out. If you had just heard my phone go off because I left it too close to the microphone, that is a YouTube comment from Lil Mark. So, thanks for that, mate. I wasn't sarcastic, that was actually saying thank you for commenting, because it does, every time there's a comment on my video, it does really help out. It makes it easier to find in the search function. Never lost, haven't they? I can't believe this game sometimes, I really can't. Well, that is the biggest win in the career of Los Matadors, and I just cannot believe what I've just seen. I really can't, and the thing is, it wasn't even close. It ended up becoming quite one-sided, in all fairness. I do not know what to say right now. I've got nothing for you. I really haven't. PJ Toby was going to offer these guys a shot at the tag team championships if they won a number one contendership match. I don't even think they deserve the number one contendership match now, do they? Okay, myself and the Toasters are going to have a conversation about this because I'm a little bit worried about Sumerian Death Squad. We thought we'd feed the Matadors and give them a nice few easy points and some momentum, but it's obviously not worked. And now what do we do? What do we do? We've got to bring in Mikey Whiplash to help them out, aren't we? At this rate, I've got no idea. I've got no idea. Right. Well, it is what it is. I said I'm not in control. What happens, happens. We make the matches. The game decides who's going to win. And it's picked Matadors. PJ Toby's not going to be impressed when he sees this. He's not going to be impressed at all. Lost Matadors. You get one opportunity to do something on TV. And you go and ruin it, don't you? Well, there we go. Lost Matadors pick up the victory and the 10 points in the rankings. And also, of course, 5 points each in the singles rankings as well. Great win for them. Biggest win of their career. But where's the Sumerian Death Squad now? 2 losses in 2 tag team matches. And 1 singles loss for Tommy End as well. It's not good. Tommy End yet to win a single match in Season 2 of SWE. And here's our next match then. Lex Luger, who again is a man on great form, takes on Micheal Elgin, and Brian Cage will be at ringside. And here we go then. Good match this one. Yeah, Lex Luger is doing pretty well ranking points wise. Let's have a quick look. I've got it all updated, haven't I? I've done well, look. Look at me doing what I should be doing. Singles now, Ross. There we go. Yeah, Lex Luger currently on 115 rankings points. Really good. He is now facing Micheal Elgin on 110. So if Luger wins this, he'll be on 120. Elgin on 105. If Elgin wins this, he'll be on 115. Luger on 110. So a big swing in this one. So I've got hiccups. I've got the hiccups. I'm drinking too much cider while recording, I think, isn't it? Yeah, next week's going to be really interesting because we've got loads of new people joining the roster. That's definitely going to affect the rankings points as well, isn't it? We'll have to change all the people that are moving in and out on the rankings as well, aren't they? There's a lot to think about now. A lot to think about. This is such a big change, I need to make sure I get all the rosters correct. It's been an interesting match, this one. Both guys pretty big and strong. Obviously, Brian Cage visits the same person that Petey Williams does to get himself oiled up before shows because he's incredibly shiny as well. Micheal Elgin, I'm a bit surprised. I was convinced Micheal Elgin was going to be the first New Japan United States champion, but obviously they've gone for... Well, I'm not going to say just in case that you don't know. I'm sure you would know by now. But you guys have been so good to me. I keep telling you I haven't watched New Japan Dominion yet. I keep telling you I haven't watched it and nobody has given me the results in the comments. So I'm very happy. Thank you very much for doing that because that really could have buggered me over if anyone had told me. But yeah, I think we're doing... Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who won that because in case you haven't watched it. If you don't know who's won it and you don't plan on watching it anyway, you can Google it. It's pretty easy to find. So yeah, so Lex is probably a little bit higher than we ever expected. I think Lex is the highest... No, he's not. No. Ibushi, RVD, and Shawn Michaels. And of course now Finn Balor. They're all the higher rated non-champions. I say higher rated. RVD and Ibushi are on the same points as Lex Luger anyway, so nothing major. Elgin now big gutbuster on Lex Luger, whose skin very much matches the colour of the mat. And I'd like to see Elgin win this one. No, again, not showing any favour. Well, that is technically showing favouritism, isn't it? Saying I want Luger to win, but I want, Elgin to win. I like Elgin. I think he's a real top-class wrestler, and I think that I would like to use him a bit more, and I'm hoping that PJ Toby has the same idea in his mind. Because I think, can you imagine Elgin? He's a big man, Elgin. Can you imagine potentially Elgin going up against the likes of Lesnar? Oh my god, Brian Cage and Brock Lesnar. I'm texting PJ Toby now. one I don't think he's thought of yet. Cage v Personal. I'm just texting that now. I think he could be in bed, to be honest. He's got work in the morning, but there you go. I'll text him anyway. He won't mind. He will mind. I'm just looking, actually. The reason I have to keep going quiet every now and again is I've just realised that with the trades that I've done, I've penciled in all my matches for each. That's what we made Self and PGTV do. We pencil in all of our matches at the beginning of the month to make sure we do get a bit of action for everyone, trying to make sure we get everyone on the card and get everyone a fair opportunity. But because of the trades, I've just realised that some of my upcoming matches on Octane are going to struggle because some of the people are missing. But I'm sure I can figure that out. I'm sure I can figure that out. Big punch there by Luger right to the side of the head of Micheal Elgin. Luger now bringing Elgin back up, clubbing blow to the back. And Luger now looking to lock in a camel clutch. Really retching back at Micheal Elgin. But Elgin manages to fight his way free. Of course, Lex Luger currently unbeaten in this universe mode. Won a big singles match against Booker T and also won a triple threat against... who was the triple threat against? It was, I want to say, Savage and Warrior. So he's done so well so far. Luger, he's literally been unbeatable. So this is his next challenge. If he wins this one as well, he's going to have 3 victories on the trot. And that is really going to start to build his momentum even higher. But of course, Micheal Elgin himself, he's won 2 matches, has he? Or has he just won the 1? Elgin defeated Taz. And he's also won a tag team match with the Unbreakable Machines. And he's also lost the tag team match with the Unbreakable Machines. Have I buggered this up somehow? I think I might have done, you know. Elgin beat Taz. Unbreakable Machines lost to the Wolves. That should put Elgin back at 100. I've got Elgin at 110. How have I done that? Okay, I may have messed this up somewhere. How have I done that? I've buggered up the ranking points. I'm going to have to double check my ranking points now because I may have shortchanged the Wolves at some point. Luger now stalking the grounded Elgin. And takes him up into the torture rack. Of course, Lex Luger's finisher maneuver. And Elgin taps. My God. My God. I thought, you know, on paper, I knew who's going to win all these matches here this evening. And so far, I have got 0 correct. That is not the best for me. Right. So yeah, Micheal Elgin should be on 100 points. Brian Cage is on 110. Which again is not correct either. And what I've done is I've given them a win that should have gone to the Wolves by the looks of it. Which means Richards... Okay, I've got that... No, I've actually got the Wolves correct. They've won a match. And they've lost a match. The Wolves are correct. I just buggered up Unbreakable Machine somehow. I gave them points that I shouldn't have given them. Okay, well I've fixed it now anyway. It's all fixed, don't worry. But Lex Luger just gets better and better, doesn't he? I'm stunned with the rate that Lex Luger's going in this universe mode. I really am. And here we go. Now this is an interesting one. 2 debuts. Another 2 debuts here this evening. The first one, you've probably guessed. It's Chris Jericho. Now, Chris Jericho has come from Adrenaline, and he has been swapped for with Johnny Mundo. So Mundo moving to Adrenaline, Chris Jericho moving to Mayhem. Again, I think a very, very good swap. I think it's a swap that works both ways. And Johnny Mundo moving to Adrenaline, I think, is good. I think that sort of suits him a bit more. I think that up and coming, that sort of new age of wrestling, I think, suits him better. And of course, he does have an opponent here this evening as well. Who is that going to be, you ask? Well, the person he's going to be facing off against is once again going to be a debutant here on Mayhem. This person has moved from Octane to join the Mayhem roster. And it is. I'm milking this, aren't I? Oh, Viva la Raza! It's Eddie Guerrero joining Mayhem as well. Now, this is the one that I'm super hyped about this trade. Granted, I've lost Eddie Guerrero, which I'm not happy about. He was a man that we could have used a lot better, I feel. However, in return for Eddie Guerrero, Octane has managed to pin down the signature of one Kota Ibushi. Yes. I could not believe that PJ Toby let me have it. I played it so cool when he mentioned it. But again, it works pretty well for both of us. I think Eddie Guerrero is in the long-term plans of PJ Toby, which will become more apparent over the next few weeks, I believe. And Kota Ibushi, for me, I think suits my Octane roster really well. And he's somebody who I believe could potentially be an Octane champion in the future. Why not? Why the hell not? We've got some big names on Octane, and he joins the list. I've got to rewrite my entire thing now, haven't I? Rewrite my entire universe mode because of these trades. Yeah, because he's gone as well. Oh my god. So much going on. We have to cross these bridges when we come to them, I think, don't we? Suplex there. Early on here by Chris Jericho. Yeah, I've just realised there's a few things that need changing in my universe now because of what we've done here. It's fine. It's fine. We'll figure it all out as time goes on, can't we? We'll figure it all out. Eddie Guerrero now stamping on the arm of Jericho, now pins him round. Oh, and brings him back into an arm breaker. Guerrero stamping on the arm of Chris Jericho. Remember, we are currently doing the King of the Cruiserweight tournament at the moment as well. We are currently, where are we now? Tomorrow we have got the last set of second round match, last set of quarterfinals. So that'll be uploaded tomorrow. In a couple of days' time, well, 3 days' time on the 14th, you'll have an episode uploaded with all of the semi-final matches from that. And then, of course, on Sunday, you will have a full SWE King of the Cruiserweights 7-match card where we'll crown not only the King of the Cruiserweights, but we're also going to have ourselves, I think, at least one Cruiserweight Championship match. And it depends on how P.T. Williams gets on to whether we have a second, but we'll find that out later on. I think it's tomorrow, isn't it? We'll find that out. Jericho dropping a boot right into the gut of Eddie Guerrero. Again, a very important match for both these guys because both of them are going to want to have a victorious start here to their time in Mayhem. Jericho bringing Guerrero back up, but Guerrero catching Jericho with a knee to the face. Guerrero slides to the outside and just taking a few seconds. The lie, the cheat, the steal, taking a few seconds to scope the situation now. Being a bit cheeky there, getting behind Jericho, but Jericho fighting back, sending Guerrero into the corner. Guerrero fighting back once again. Now, this does mean that PJ Toby does have Guerrero and Rey Mysterio both on the same brand, which will be a fantastic rematch of some sorts. Hopefully we get to see that. Jericho now. Reverse suplex. Jericho now bringing Guerrero back up to his feet. Northern Light suplex. Decides not to bridge for the pin. Jericho over the top. Quesadora. Jericho looking to bring Guerrero back up, but Guerrero fighting back. Shoulder block. Dropping an elbow straight in the heart as well of Jericho. And a very even match this one at the moment. Both these guys, obviously top class. Real potential for television championship in the future. Maybe even higher at the card, who knows? And talking of television championship, our brand new television champion Seth Rollins is going to be in our main event this evening. He'll be wrestling the fourth debutant of the evening. Is it fourth? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth debutant of the evening. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, fifth debutant of the evening. Yeah, because we had Steamboat, Roberts, Guerrero, Jericho, of course, and then Seth Rollins versus... Oh, I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise. You're going to have to wait. Your voice went all funny then. Jericho now just twisting the head of Eddie Guerrero. He's twisting his melon, man. Now this is more retro Jericho, so sort of moveset from when he won the Undisputed Championship, I believe. Getting around the back of Guerrero, dropping him with a stroke. Boot in the back. Thought he might have gone for a line salt there, but decides to continue on with that boot in the face now. Jericho does grab the legs. I think he might have been looking to line up there potentially for a Walls of Jericho, but fights free now, bringing Guerrero, bringing Jericho back up. There's this brainbuster. I was going to say suplex, but he turned it into a brainbuster. And look where Jericho is placed. Eddie up to the top. There it is, the frog splash, his homage to his former tag team partner, Art Barr. But it's not enough to keep Jericho down. Wow. Chris Jericho been insane here. But Guerrero still finds some chance to get up top and get the crowd behind him. Guerrero bringing Jericho back up, gets around the back with Jericho fighting back as well. I said back far too many times in that sentence back then, didn't I? Back. German. Oh, wow. Wow. Jericho with a German that rolls through with a crab bridge. Now Jericho stalking Guerrero. What a match this has been between these two. Jericho catching the legs of Guerrero. Rolls him over. There's the walls. Is Guerrero going to be able to survive, or is he going to have to tap out here to the walls of Jericho? Jericho's already survived the frog splash. Can Guerrero survive the walls? He's trying. He's really trying. And he does break free. Strength in the legs. Guerrero heading up top once again. Does he have another one? No, he goes to the back senton. Rolls straight into the pin still though. 1, 2. Again, only a 2 count. Wow, Seth and his partner are going to have a hell of a time trying to match this match. This has been incredible. Guerrero now sending Jericho across the ring. Running dropkick. Bringing Guerrero out the corner the hard way. The sit-out powerbomb. Guerrero bringing Jericho back up to his feet. Snapmare in their boot right in the back of Jericho. That was just to spur him on though. He's back up on his feet. Jericho now catching Guerrero. Takes him up. Into a powerbomb. Oh, the core strength of Chris Jericho going for a double. And once again, the strength of Chris Jericho. The trio of powerbombs there on Eddie Guerrero. Oh, and what a line salt as well. Other side of the ring. He caught the referee in the process. Referee still there. 1, 2. Oh my God, Guerrero's kicked out. Holy guacamole, people. This has been insane so far. Jericho once again rolls Guerrero over in the walls. Can Guerrero survive it once again, or is he going to have to tap out? He does tap out, and Chris Jericho does pick up the victory. What a match that has been. PJ Tovey proving to everyone here that he has made 2 fantastic trades here. Granted, he may have lost Kota Ibushi and Johnny Mundo in the process, but these two guys have taken Mayhem by storm on only their first night here. What a cracker. What an absolute cracker. That is just, yeah. Just yes. That's all I've got to say is yes. There it was, of course, the Walls of Jericho. The second Walls of Jericho of the match. And Chris Jericho is victorious. I don't know where PJ Toby sees Jericho's future. Does he see him as a potential Mayhem champion? Does he see him as a television champion? Does he see him as a champion at all? I'm sure after this victory he's definitely going to put himself in the mindset of PJ Toby at least. Well, let's head straight into our main event. And again, I'm not going to show you the card. I'm going to show you straight away the entrance of your fifth and final debutant of the night. So here we go. We are now here for the main event of the evening. Of course, the first person out is going to be your brand new television champion, defeating Finn Balor, of course, at the Extreme Warfare pay-per-view. Wonder if he's got the... No, he doesn't. What do you think of the television championship belt? I did mention this on Extreme Warfare, but I must admit I'm recording this before Extreme Warfare has been uploaded. So let me know what you think of this new championship belt. Do you like it? I think it's nice. I think there's a couple of... one big issue for me is that bit at the bottom where it goes across the... it goes across. That's one problem for me, but apart from that, I like it, because basically what it's done, someone's put a picture of a championship belt, and so they just put the logo on top of the actual old belt, haven't they? So it's decent. It'll do. If you don't like it, I can always change it. That's the way that this universe mode works. If you don't like it, we change it. Bish bash bosh. I will be changing some more belts as time goes on, because I know a few of them are not quite up to par. But Seth Rollins finally, for the first time in SWE, holding gold. But who is his opponent here this evening? Of course, his opponent, making their debut in SWE, has a very good opportunity to defeat a champion here and earn himself quite a few points in the process. And I know quite a few of you are still looking at this thinking, who the hell is this? This, my friends, is Naomichi Marafuji. He is one of the part owners, I believe, of Pro Wrestling Noah. He is a top wrestler, and a lot of you might now know him a bit better. If you don't watch a lot of Japanese wrestling, you might know him a bit better because he's currently working as part of the talent exchange with TNA as well, which doesn't necessarily mean he's fantastic, does it? But he is a top wrestler. He has been a top wrestler for many a year now, and he has an opportunity here in his first ever episode to take on the television champion in a main event of Mayhem. We did have him, I believe, he was part of the draft in Season 1, but he was never picked, unfortunately. So this is going to be his first ever match in SWE. And PJ Toby's put him straight in the main event. So gives you an idea of potentially what PJ Toby thinks about him as well. Now he does not wrestle in that mask, by the way. I'll let you know that. That's just entrance attire. So, Seth Rollins versus Marafuji. Referee rings the bell and we are underway. Quite keen on Marafuji's trunks. They're a bit blurry, aren't they? Oh, well, I'll have to have a look at that. There was another Marafuji on there, but this one had the better face. I haven't really checked the attire, I must admit. It's not bad though. I think this one is actually better. We'll see how it gets on in the ring, I suppose. But at the moment, Seth Rollins in firm control. I think this is a very difficult one for Marafuji. This is trial by fire. You make your debut in SWE Mayhem in the main event against the champion. It really is trial by fire. It's make or break for Marafuji. If he gets a win in his first match here against the champion, it's going to skyrocket him right towards the top of the ranking straight away. But he could also get beaten easily here, and that's exactly what's happening here at the moment. Seth dominating the main part of this match so far. Marafuji yet to get any real offense in at all. Well, Marafuji fighting back with a knee to the face. Can he actually get some offense in? Oh, straight away Seth back on him again. Sends him into that far turnbuckle. Boot to the gut by Seth. And brings Marafuji out the hard way with that powerbomb. Again, just dragging him out the corner. And Seth is just in such dominant form here this evening. You can see the confidence just built in him so much since he won that championship. Seth springboard knee. This is going to be a walkover, isn't it? This is going to be even easier than Matadors defeating the Sumerian. I cannot believe the Lost Matadors beat Sumerian Death Squad. That is a joke, isn't it? That is an absolute joke. Seth there with a 2 count. Marafuji needs to do something here. He's getting hammered. Come on, Marafuji. I suggested you to PJ Tovey, and you're really not helping me out here. I'm not saying you've got to win, but at least just give us something. Give us some offense. I've seen jobbers not do this bad before. Seth. No, Marafuji ducks it. And finally gets some offense with the Saito suplex folding Seth Rollins in half. Does Marafuji have something now to fight back with? Nope. Seth capturing him once again. And a chop right in the chest of Marafuji, who drops. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Seth right the kick of the back of the head of Marafuji. They're looking now potentially for a Phoenix Splash. No, Frog Splash. Seth now up in the middle rope. He feels how well this match is going for him. Marafuji, man, come on. You're better than this. You are better than this, Marafuji. I know you are. Seth now taking him up. Oh my god. Fisherman's brainbuster by Seth. Bringing Marafuji up to his feet once again. Flat DDT. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Marafuji's resilience is keeping him in this one, but I don't know how long he can go like this. Marafuji does fight back here with the arm breaker, but he needs to get a bit more offense, and look, Seth just catch him straight away. Every time and Seth catches him, knee to the face, and that, my friend, is going to be game, set, match. 1, 2, and 3, and what a disappointing debut there for Naomichi Marafuji. I'm sure PJ Tovey knows the quality of this man. He knows he's a great wrestler. But tonight, Seth Rollins just, I want to say, got the better of him. He didn't get the better of him. He just destroyed him. Really destroyed him. So Seth continues building up his ranking points. Marafuji, unfortunately, is going to drop to 95 straight away. And we're going to have to see some more of Marafuji to see exactly how good he is. Now, Marafuji has joined the Mayhem roster, and he has been traded out for Colt Cabana. Now, of course, that is a core slot trade. So that means nobody goes to another brand, of course, but it means that Colt Cabana is no longer going to be here on Mayhem. It's not a permanent thing. Colt can always come back. He will be added onto a new page I'm going to create on the SWE page, which is going to be for alumni wrestlers, and he'll keep his ranking points. If we ever want to bring him back, we can keep his ranking points from then. But a great victory here for Seth Rollins nonetheless, and it's been a bit of a weird night, hasn't it? It's been a great night. The match quality has been fantastic. We've seen 5 debutants here on Mayhem. We're going to see even more next week, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, some of the results went a bit funny, and don't get me wrong, Seth beating Marafuji is not a shock, but Seth beating Marafuji the way he did is a shock. Jericho getting the win over Guerrero in what was, for me, the match of the night. Micheal Elgin losing to Lex Luger by submission. Ricky Steamboat defeating Jake the Snake Roberts, but the big shock of the evening, the big shock of the week, the year, the shock of the decade, Lost Matadors defeating the Sumerian Death Squad. My God, that was disappointing, wasn't it? But there you go, that is the way the SWE cookie crumbles, and that is the way that this universe mode is playing out, and it looks like Sumerian Death Squad are really going to have to pull their fingers out if they want to turn this universe around for them. So, of course, that is the end of tonight's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit that like button and, of course, subscribe for more. Next week's Mayhem, be sure to keep an eye out. Like I said, at least 5 debutants, but PJ Toby said probably more. Wow, just wow. I don't even know who they're going to be yet. He's not told me, but he's told me there's going to be some controversy. There's going to be some surprise. There's going to be some great wrestlers debuting that we haven't had yet. So yeah, definitely worth a check out. And of course, like I said, the King of the Cruiserweight tournament is currently ongoing. Tomorrow we upload the second part of the quarterfinals. Then we've got the semis on a couple of days' time. And then, of course, this Sunday will be the final of the King of the Cruiserweight tournament. And, of course, there will be a Octane Championship match there as well. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. And I shall see you all very, very soon for some more SWE. Bye.
One, two,